Hello and welcome to days 11 through 20 of my 1-year Minecraft survival world. I've been uploading shorts every day to keep you all updated on the progress of this world. This is a recap of days 11 through 20 in my world. Let's jump into it. Starting off on day 11, I figured it had been far too long since we last went mining. My gear is pretty bad right now, so I think it's time to start the long process of gearing up. Diamond gear is going to be essential to help me get things done faster in my world, so I really wanted to find as many diamonds as I could today. Over the course of my entire mining trip, I gathered 15 diamonds in total, bringing up my net diamond count to 17. That's not nearly enough for a full set of armor yet. Unfortunately, during my mining trip, I ended up getting trapped in some lava and had to use my enchanted golden apple to keep me from dying. It's a shame to lose such a rare item this early in my world. I want to find a new one soon, they come in handy. After that, I head back up to the surface and decided it was time to start decorating my mine shaft for the rest of the hour. I'm using polished deep slate walls and then putting holes in the side to add lanterns for lighting on the way down. I think it'll be super awesome when it's finished. After the mining trip yesterday, I had 17 diamonds to my name. So on day 12, I decided it was time to enchant my first diamond pickaxe. With my new diamond pickaxe in hand, I went down into the mines in order to get some obsidian so I could craft an enchanting table. Since I was planning ahead and already had a cow farm for leather and a massive sugarcane farm for paper, I was able to get a full enchantment setup up and running fast. At the moment, it's kind of out in the middle of my area. It doesn't look that great, but I promise that at some point I'm gonna get a proper space for it. Anyway, I got to enchanting, and my first ever enchantment was efficiency 4. It's not really the best. So I decided to run it back and do another enchantment on a different pickaxe, and this time I got efficiency 4. Unbreaking 3 and silk touch, let's go baby! I can use the silk touch pickaxe to mine any materials until I get a fortune 3 pickaxe. But after all of that was done, I spent the rest of the day decorating the mine shaft. That was it for day 12. I began my hour on day 13 wanting to do something a little different. Up until this point in the world, we haven't done any technical builds whatsoever. If you recall from day 3, I found a skeleton spawner super close to my base, so I decided it was time to turn that into an XP grinder. Unfortunately, right now I don't have soul sand, so I can't easily make the grinder a drop spawner. So for now, I gotta make it simple. So I dug out a 9x9x6 area surrounding the spawner in order to give some more space for the skeletons to spawn. I then replaced all of the walls and ceilings with deep slate for aesthetics. I then placed in water so I could funnel all the skeletons into a central point. I used the grinder and it works pretty well. I was able to get some bones, arrows, and even a couple bows. For the rest of the day, I continued to work on the mine shaft. It was a pretty chill day, I would say. Hey, by the way, only 3.2% of people watching my channel are subscribed. This needs to be fixed. With your help, we can fix that number and make it higher. I'm trying to hit 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we're starting to pick up some speed here. Drop a sub, it would mean a lot. Also, follow my Twitch channel. I stream there a few times a week, playing a variety of games, including streaming on my community Minecraft server. Coming out. Anyway, on day 14, I was sick of working on my mine shaft and all that junk, so I decided I wanted to do some building. I started the day off by clearing some area that would serve as a pathway over to my skeleton spawner. I have pretty high hopes for this project. That pathway is going to loop around and lead to an underground area with my skeleton grinder, but I needed to get some spruce for decorations by the pathway, so I thought it was a perfect time to go out on an adventure. If you remember last video, I asked you guys for a name to call my horse, so I picked the comment that I liked best, and my favorite name was Potato. Meet Potato, everyone. He's the coolest horse in the world. So with that, Potato and I went out on a journey to find spruce trees. I almost gave up after a while, but I kept persevering, riding Potato, sailing across the ocean on boats, and running through forests. But eventually, I found what I was looking for. There it was, spruce trees. So I chopped down some wood and gathered some saplings so that I'd never have to come back. On my way back, though, I found something amazing, a dark oak forest. So now this was a 2-for-1 trip. I got super lucky. I made it back home and planned out a little area on a hill for me to build a custom tree. I think that once this is built, it will really help bring the area together. Starting off on day 15, I really wanted to build that custom tree I made space for. It's going to be right next to the path that leads to my skeleton grinder. I decided that I wanted to make a willow tree because willow trees are cool and all fantasy-like, and that's the vibe I want to start going for in my starter area. I've never actually built a proper custom tree before, so this was a bit difficult. I basically made a stump that narrowed down and went off in 4 different directions. Then I added leaves that droop down towards the ground. It honestly looks pretty good for a first try. It adds a nice line of sight to the area. Let me know what you think. I next gathered up a ton of dirt in order to flatten out some land so I can make a sheep pen. Soon I'm gonna need some wool for a windmill that I want to make, so I need to get started on that. The only other thing I did on day 15 was finally texture the cow pen with different blocks. I guess I forgot to do that when I built it. On day 16, I decided it was time to get started on that sheep pen I made space for yesterday. Once again, I'm building it directly next to my cow pen in the same exact style. But before I got started on the sheep pen, I needed to gather some andesite since I had completely run out. So I made my way to a nearby cave and grabbed some of that so I could start building up my walls for the sheep farm. This time, I decided to throw in some mossy cobblestone to add a bit of color pop. It looks pretty good. Next, it was time to go out and find some sheep. After a while, I found some to bring back and got to breeding them. After that, I went and tore down my huge sugarcane farm. I don't have a reason for it anymore. Plus, I'm going to make an automated one soon. I spent the rest of the day decorating the inside of the mine shaft. All I need to do now is add a few more lanterns into the walls and I'm done. On day 17, I felt like it was time for me to get the perfect diamond pickaxe. Since I'm running desperately low on supplies, I need to go on a mining trip soon, and I want to make it as efficient as possible. I'm in the market for a Fortune 3 pickaxe, and I would go to all lengths to get one today. My strategy at this point is to do low-level enchantments on iron pickaxes, checking my diamond pickaxe in between to ensure a Fortune 3 enchantment. After enchanting many iron and stone pickaxes, I finally got a Fortune 3 enchantment. But now I had a different problem. I only have 6 levels, so I spent the next 40 minutes getting myself up to level 30 once again. So after the long and tedious process, I hit level 30 and went to enchant my pickaxe, and I could not be happier. I got a Fortune 3, Efficiency 4, and Unbreaking 3 pickaxe, but after all that work, my hour was done, so I had to wrap up for the day. After getting my Fortune 3 pickaxe at the end of day 17, I wanted to level up my gamer skill and become the richest Minecraft player in the history of the game. And the way I was going to do that was to utilize my mining outpost and strip mine down below. But before we start, leave a comment with a guess as to how many diamonds I will get by the end of the hour, and if you're right, I will smile. I had to dig pretty far before I ever found a cave, and it ended up being in the deep, dark cave biome, and that was pretty scary. As I was exploring the cave, the Warden spawned in a few times, scaring my pants off, so I decided maybe it was best to just strip mine. By the time I was done with my mining session, I came across 15 diamond ore and mined them with silk touch. I went back to the surface and rebroke everything with my Fortune 3 pickaxe. Alright guys, it's time. How many diamonds did I get? It ended up being 36 diamonds in total. That's really not bad. I might not be the richest player ever like I wanted to be, but I'm a tiny baby step closer, right? Starting off on day 19, I felt like it had been far too long since I've had a day dedicated to just making my starter area look nicer. So day 19 was just that. I started the day by trying to build a bridge and pathway over to my skeleton grinder. I built this sort of makeshift bridge, but after building up and tearing down multiple times, it still looks terrible. So I scrapped that for the day and went on to make a staircase down toward the skeleton grinder. After that, I decided it was time to get some tedious stuff done. I linked the 2 front entrances of my base with a pathway and spruced things up by adding rose bushes as a color pop. I wanted to add a flower garden behind my base, but every design I made for it didn't work out, so I scrapped that idea for now as well. The last major thing I did on day 19 was clear out some area and build up a pig pen so I can have pigs soon. It's right in the middle of the cow and sheep pen connecting the two. I think it looks really good. At the end of day 19, I took a trip to the top of this mountain and looked down on my base. I haven't ever seen it from this angle, and I think it looks great. Day 20 is the last day being covered in this episode. I had a couple things I wanted to do. First off, I wanted to finally put a name tag on potato, but I didn't have enough iron to make an anvil. So I went up to the iron hill from day 2 to see if I'd left any straggling iron. I found enough to get me an anvil and then some. Although, I did get distracted and ended up mining over a stack of coal blocks with my Fortune 3 pickaxe. Anyway, I used the name tag, officially meat potato. That reminds me though, for those of you who made it this far into the video, I have a little surprise for you. I haven't mentioned it at all yet, but I do have a dog in this world who doesn't have a name. You know what to do. Leave a comment. After that, I got pigs for my pig pen that I built yesterday. It didn't take too long. I thought it would be perfect to wrap up these 10 days by finishing up my mine shaft. So for the rest of day 20, I put in all the windows that hold the lanterns. This took me quite a while to do, unfortunately. There is one problem though. This project sucked me down to my very last scraps of iron. I have nothing left to my name. I'm poor again, but that's a problem for the start of the next 10 days. But that's it. That was day 11 through 20 of my 1-year Minecraft survival world. If you would like to see me do days 21 through 30, drop a like, subscribe, and leave a comment. These videos take me a ton of time to make, so your support means a lot. Also, don't forget that I upload daily shorts to cover each hour I play. So the day after this is uploaded, day 21 comes out on my shorts page. So if you want to see the next 10 days early, check out the shorts. I'm Pajama John, and I'll see you next time.